If your 3D printed holes are ugly and stringy, you are not alone, because when I was starting out, I found it so annoying that any hole that I designed, for example my counterbore holes for mounting, where I needed to insert the screws into it, the print quality would be so bad because of the stringing and the inaccuracy of the hole that I was wasting so much filament. And because of that, I would today like to show you how to fix it, not only inside of your designing software, where you truly have the design in your hands so you can fully customize it to your case, but then even a slicer trick that can help you quite a lot. So let's not beat around the bush and let's get straight into it. So once you are inside of your designing software in the sketch where you have sketched the circles for the holes, I will call them inner circle and outer circle so that I can explain it a bit better. You will go in the create section and sketch out a rectangle. So take the rectangle and then just place it randomly in there, and then go in the constraint menu, pick the tangent constraint and start constraining this circle or this rectangle to the circle itself. And what it creates in the end, as you can see right over here, is a square. Now this is the first one that we need, and now the second one that we need is again a rectangle. So just start sketching a rectangle and then you can again go in the constraint menu, and now we will need the first two sides, which is this side and then the side beneath it, which is this side on the bottom, to be tangent again to the same circle, but not the second one. So first make these two tangents to the exact same circle, but now these two side ones, we need them to be tangent to this circle right over here. So just make them tangent there on both sides, and this is all we need from sketching. So once you have that, you can finish the sketch, you reveal the sketch, and now we will start extruding. So the first two profiles that we need to extrude is the profile that is this one right over here, and then the second one that is this one that is exactly the same, just symmetrically on the other side. Then you will pick in the extrude menu, you will pick the start from an object. Once you pick the start from an object, you can select the ring of the hole that is inside. Once you select it, you are actually starting to extrude from that point on, and then you can start extruding. And now this extrusion is really important because what you want to extrude is one layer height. So this really depends on what you are printing and what you are printing with. So if you are printing, for example, with 0.2 millimeters of layer height, you will extrude over here minus 0.2, but you can always just make this a bit better, because then it will give you a bit better results, but it will not be that dimensionally accurate and the geometry will be a bit different. So either for the most accurate results, pick the minus 0.2 millimeters if you are printing with minus 0.2 millimeters. And if you want a bit better results, just extrude a bit more. So for example, minus 0.4, so that there are two layer heights that the printer can bridge against. So that's exactly what I will do. So minus 0.4, and this way I cut out two layer heights that I will be then printing with. So once you have this, you can start doing another extrude, and you will pick these four corners of the square that we made before, and you will again in the extrude menu, you will pick the start from an object. Once you pick that, you again select the ring. So you select the exact same starting point, and now instead of extruding two layer heights, you need to extrude double. So whatever you extruded before, you will now extrude double. So for me, that's minus 0.8. I will export it and show it to you inside of the slicer. And so once you import it inside of your slicer, as you can see from the bottom, the geometry is a bit different, and that's exactly what we want. So let me slice it, and once I slice it, it actually looks completely different. And what it does right now, instead of trying to print in the air, as you can see, the first time it basically does any geometry of the hole, it creates just two bridges that are from one side to another. So it never does the part where it would print in the air, because as you can see, all it is doing is bridging from one side to the other, and it never prints in the air, and that's why this thing completely fixes it. But now I would like to show you even how you can fix it most of the time inside of your slicer, but you have a bit less control, and that's why I don't prefer it. So as you can see, I have this example right over here that is not with any change of the geometry on the bottom. You're gonna go into quality, which is right over here. You're gonna click on quality, and then you're gonna scroll down, and what you're gonna find is the menu called bridging, which is right over here. So once you find bridging, you will go into Bridge Counterbore Holes, which is exactly what we're doing. There are three options. Either there's none, which means that it doesn't fix anything, or there is another option which is called partially bridged. Now this is exactly what we were trying to attempt to design. And once you slice the plate, as you can see, first what it does is it does exactly this bridge that's exactly only on the sides as we did, and then it does the second one. And because of this, it basically fixes it for you so you can do it completely in the slicer. But the problem with this is that, for example, if it doesn't print well, it's just a single layer. And that's exactly what you have the advantage of inside of your designing software that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do inside of the slicer. And then there's a third option. So I believe that the partially bridged is really good. So for example, if you don't have any CAD knowledge, it's amazing. But the third option that I want to show you is something called Sacrificial Layer. It seems pretty dramatic, but what it basically does is that you sacrifice exactly one of the layers and it just bridges over the whole layer. I don't find this to be that good because you are trying to do it because you're trying to have the whole accurate, and now they just put like more material in there. So of course this solves it basically completely, but again it is not that accurate, so I don't prefer it. So I hope that this video was able to help some of you as well as it helped me, and if you have any feedback or even a better way how to solve this, definitely drop it in the comments.